Okay, let's go again. This is Syracuse Guy talking again about the alleged barbaric God of Christians as related to in the Bible. First, this is kind of a follow-up from the video I did last night, which is more of an overview. What I'm going to try to suggest tonight is something a bit more specific, and essentially this is about putting down ground rules about how you might think about this type of discussion. There needs to be some philosophical groundwork. Firstly, I will strongly suggest that atheists don't really have any position to condemn the Christian worldview from their paradigm. Well, what do I mean by this? Well, essentially, atheism, if it is truly nothing, then in terms of morality, and it's just nihilistic, it is in no position to condemn any other view other than itself. Some type of atheistic morality that someone might try to build on scientific evolutionary principles, like Sam Harris in his latest book. Essentially, he's saying that it is genetic, it is determined, and it's not really in a position to say anything about anyone. And that's not very good at all. Also, if you take his concepts to its logical conclusions, you have a concept of evolution evolving in different ways and the social construct that develops out of it to help genes survive. So morality is going to look different in different places in the world, and it just begs a type of cultural morality in a genetic determinism sense that in which it's just different in different places. So you can't really condemn another point of view, even if you take a scientific genetic determinist point of view. So when Harris condemns the Taliban, who is he to say that his view is right? How can he base this on the scientific logic? It makes no sense. Another aspect of that is, how can really atheists charge or condemn a God that they don't believe in? Okay, there is no justice. Okay, that's just it. So how can you accuse the Christian God of being barbarous from your worldview? Now, if you want to take the Christian paradigm, the Christian worldview, and say that, look, it is inconsistent and which should suggest that the Christian God is barbaric, then fair enough. However, you need to take our worldview as a whole and evaluate it as a whole. Now, within the Christian paradigm, God is perfect in all his attributes, and one of those attributes is that God is holy. Another one is that God is the perfect judge. And as perfect judge, God in his omnipotence has the right to condemn. God has the right to punish, nay, even kill people. That's his due right and his perfection as God. You know, in this world, we don't look down or we don't condemn necessarily judges who send people to prison, nay, in some countries even kill them for the crimes that the perpetrators have committed. We say that this is not a personal vendetta, it is their position as head of state to be able to do such a thing. How much more so should a perfect judge be able to do the same thing? I just don't get this. How could said God be barbaric within the Christian paradigm? Not the atheist paradigm, because we're saying that you can't really make that charge against Christians from the atheist perspective. You know, C.S. Lewis in Chronicles of Narnia, he says, you know, look, Aslan is, you know, he may be good, but he's not tame. Okay? And in The Problem of Pain, Lewis goes on about God being, you know, this sentimental type of niceness that people suggest about God. This is not really the Christian concept of God. God is perfect. God is just. God does the right thing. Sometimes he's cruel to be kind. This is the nature of God as Christians understand it. So atheists, you need to evaluate the Christian point of view of understanding of God from within the paradigm of Christians. If it's not largely coherent, fair enough, but you can't really condemn it from where you're coming from. I look forward to any type of feedback from anyone within that type of construct. Thank you.